Welcome to episode 88 of the Hurricane Mike Show, man. Where the New Orleans Saints fall to the Las Vegas Raiders 25-10. And yet, the Falcons still suck. Because why?
Because that's the way they were born. But I have a question for you, Hurricane Michael.
All right,
Let's
what?
start off today's show with a question.
Okay.
What world do we live in when the New York Football Giants score 45 points? Tell me what world are we on right now?
I think we might be living in the Madden world.
Press X, press turbo, press jump. Yes, that must be what we're living in. The Madden
I don't even
world.
know if you can do that Madden.
I don't know.
But hey, do you remember I picked the Giants to win?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Good job on you.
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, we were both tied. So that's nice. I was gonna have 6 straight wins if Kyler Murray didn't want to be brain dead at the end of that game last night. But anyways, Dad, before we get into this atrocity of the Saints game, we gotta talk about the main thing. What was it?
The main thing in this game is really the main thing of the whole season. The main thing is we just got to rebuild this team. We got to gut it from the top down. And doing that is going to take a whole lot of work. And we're going to get into that in the coming shows. How do you do this? And so, yes, that's the main thing. We have to gut this team top to bottom.
That's what I'm saying, man. The main thing, we gotta start off from scratch, rebuild this entire franchise. Because Cam Jordan, he had a solid game today, but he's on the list. Amario's on the list. Honey Badger's on the list. Everybody ain't safe. Maybe a guy like Talise Fuaga, maybe he's safe. Maybe Chris Olave, if he can get healthy, maybe he's safe. But then again, I don't know. Kamara, he's probably going to retire, honestly. Cam Jordan might retire. I mean, Cam Jordan said he's going to probably play another season regardless of where he's at. So he's probably not retiring, which, all right, good for him. Wow, so Barkley's 101 yards away from the record. Good for him. But anyways, the main thing, like you said, man, everybody's got to go. Clean sweep. All the coaches, all the facility workers, all the players, everybody's got to go, all right?
You know what that's saying, though, Mikey?
What?
It's saying is next year we might have another, 4-13 team. But we have to go through this process because Carr's probably going to be your quarterback next year because of the cap situation. But once we have this 4-13 team or whatever, then we use that to draft your franchise quarterback. We'll probably be out of cap hell at that point. So that's the main thing too. We got to prepare for another probably jacked up season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad that we're not gonna draft, or I'm not mad that we're not having a top 5 pick because there's no quarterbacks worth a dang contention, right?
No,
like your best guys should. The best guys in the draft is Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. And I'm not the biggest fan of Cam Ward. I think he could be solid, but like the next guy after Cam Ward might be Carson frickin' Beck. Carson Beck, Dad. You know who Carson Beck is? I don't think you know who Carson Beck is.
I do know he's a quarterback of Georgia. He had some success in college, but I don't know if his skill set translates into the NFL. But like you said, yeah, the 2 guys at the top is probably gonna be gone by the 8th to 10th pick is where we're gonna be drafting pretty much. So yeah, no franchise quarterback this year.
Yeah, like the next, like I want to see where the Saints pick after their loss. Maybe Tankathon has.
I think they're stuck at this 10th pick because all the 4-win teams won. Was losing, except for the Giants, I think. But I don't know.
Wow, the rate.
I looked at it earlier. They was like stuck in the 10th position, and they could move up to like 8th or 9th if some things happen next week.
Wow, so the Raiders dropped from number 2 all the way to number 8.
Really?
Wow. The Giants dropped from 1 to 3.
How do you do
And
that?
the Patriots jumped up to number 1, and the Titans jumped up to number 2. So currently the top 10, you got the Patriots at 1, Titans at 2, Giants at 3, Browns at 4, but their game ain't finished yet. Jaguars at 5, Jets at 6, Panthers at 7, Raiders at 8, and then at number 9, right before the Saints, is the Bears.
So we're still stuck in that number 10 spot. And for us to move up any further, we have to have like some of these 4-win teams win next week. And like some of the, you might have some teams that are resting players. So that's like the only lifeline we have, is that a team resting players, and like the Giants get a win, or the Raiders get a win, or the Jets get a win, something like that. But we'll see. It will be interesting.
Yeah, right now they have us drafting Michael Williams, edge out of Georgia, and I'm like, okay. We'll talk more about who we're gonna draft when the actual draft season comes around. But if we get an edge rusher, I won't be mad at that. I'm just gonna let you know right now. But who wants to make you cry in the middle of the street?
Who wants to make me cry in the middle of the street? This offensive line makes me want to cry in the middle of the street. We're talking about the draft. Do you know how many high draft choices we have on the offensive line? I don't want to see us draft the offensive line with the first round pick next year. We have so many first round picks on our line, and they I don't know if they're still not healthy, but they're still not helping Rattler. We got to pick Rattler off the ground with a shovel today.
Yeah, we got Fuaga, who's the first. Ruiz was the first. Penning was the first. Who else? Andres Pete left. McCoy? Yeah, McCoy was the first? I thought it was the second.
He might have been.
I don't know. I thought it was. Let me see real quick. I thought McCoy was the second. I could be wrong, but let me see.
He was the first out of Texas A&M.
No, he was the 48th pick.
Oh, okay.
So he was a second, but still an early enough pick. But yeah, he was like a mid-second. So yeah, he doesn't really count in this situation. And better yet, that actually goes to the point. We have a second round pick on the offensive line that's probably been our best offensive lineman for 5 years.
Yeah,
and so probably
get some offensive linemen to plug in there in the second and third round. So we got to make this first round pick count this year, whether it's a star receiver that might fall, or maybe you running back out of Boise, Yankee, whatever his name is.
Ashton Jeanty,
whatever. Or go with the edge rusher or the secondary player. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're cool at secondary,
safety, like a younger safety or
something. Yeah, sure. Yeah, because we traded away Lattimore. Where I saw something earlier, and the Saints actually might have won that Lattimore trade.
You think so? What did they get for that?
We got a 3rd, 4th, and I think either a 5th or a 6th. But I'm saying this right now. Lattimore, not only has he not been healthy for Washington, but the 2 games he's played, he hasn't really made that big of an impact. Because, what was Lattimore's thing whenever he was here? It was he don't get targets. Well, we got lots of targets last week against Philly, and A.J. Brown, I'm not going to lie, was carving him up for the most part. So yeah. But, yeah. Spencer Rattler, though, he had a great first half. The second half came, and the dude had to pick himself off the cleat, off of his cleats. Let's see. All right. Nashville Saint says who that? Who that Nashville Saint? So I don't know if you live in Nashville, but who that? But that man was playing great in the first half. Then the second half came around, and he was a whole different player. Like in the first half, he was dotting up defenders, throwing touchdown and stuff. Second half came, but it's a Raiders player. Oh, my bad, Raiders, or my bad, Saints. Like, bruh, look, he's a rookie. He's going through growing pains, but I don't know. We don't have our future QB, so we gotta fix something. Rattler, 20 for 36, 218 yards, 100 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. I wish he had 100 touchdowns. But yeah, Rattler, how do you feel about Rattler? Cedric Wilson also was trying to throw the ball, but he got sacked because we can't even block for receivers now. So, how do you feel about Rattler's performance?
I think Spencer Rattler got some good work in today. 20 of 36, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. I mean, one of the picks I know really wasn't his fault. It got batted up in the air and whatever. But yeah, I mean, he may get a chance to be a starter in this league someday. It just won't be today. But you know what else makes me want to cry in the middle of the street?
Mm-hmm.
The lack of a running game. I mean, we didn't even try to run the ball. Total, we ran the ball 13 times, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire had like the most carries. He had 5 carries. I mean, so that just goes to show right there that wasn't even trying to run the ball. I mean, we ran it for a 6.2 yard average. So why don't you try to stick with that? That's a good average. Why don't you try to stick with running the ball? But they didn't. You know, Kubiak didn't. He wants to play Madden with the Giants and everything. So,
yeah. But yeah, running the ball. Rattler was our leading rusher. He was 3 for 46. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the new running back that we got a couple weeks ago, 5 for 20. Jamal Williams was 2 for 12, and the fact they got 2 carries blows my mind. And Kendre Miller was 3 for 3. Kendre Miller, bro, that man was, bro. I gave Jamal Williams the nickname last year, Mr. Stuff, because every time that man got the ball, he would always get stuffed. Kendre Miller was like, hold my beer. How do you get 3 carries and 3 yards? Why are you running the ball on 3rd down? That's my question. Why is it 3rd and 8 and I see Kendre Miller running that ball and yet it's the same amount of yards as an incomplete pass? At that point, you might as well just throw it an incomplete pass. At least the clock stops, so then we have time to do some. Yeah. All right, let's see. Nashville Saint says, I blame Loomis for this whole entire season. What a shame today was. Look, today, yes, it was a shame. Don't get me wrong. We should not be Raiders bad. We should not be in a situation where we're losing to the Raiders by 2 touchdowns. That should never be happening. I don't care how bad you are. That should never be happening. But what I will say, man, Loomis does not help.
Nope.
What is he gonna say now? Man, I think Dennis Allen wasn't the problem. This is what y'all wanted, right? Man, shut up. Jerry said, fellas, what's up, Jerry? But yeah, I think that's what Mick Loomis is gonna say. He's gonna be at the end of the season, he's gonna be like, this is what you wanted, right? We fired Dennis Allen, this is what you wanted, right? Just chewing his gum. This is what you wanted, right? I told you. I told you Dennis Allen was not the problem. I thought you was the best coach of all time.
He was smacking that gum last year, boy.
Yeah, smacking it like it's a freaking mouse. And just biting the tree bark. Dang, you missed that. But yeah, man, let's see. Who's our next head coach? I don't know. I mean, Rizzy's our coach for now, but for long term, I think, I know Aaron Glenn's been mentioned. I don't want Aaron Glenn. Ben Johnson, I think we're not getting him. I think he said he wants to go to Chicago, so we're probably out on him. Maybe Mike Vrabel. I wouldn't be mad at Mike Vrabel because he's had success at the head coaching level, and that's something more than Aaron Glenn could say, more than Rizzy, more than Ben Johnson. So I wouldn't be mad at Mike Vrabel. Maybe Maybe we hire somebody from college, like or Lincoln Riley or something. I don't know. I don't know. Depends on. I don't know. That. Who do you think the Saints should get as their next head coach? While we're on that topic.
I don't know. I kind of like Vrabel. You know, he's kind of in that mode of like a Dan Campbell. You know, guy that played this position. I mean, played this game. I don't know if he's gonna come in and talk about biting off kneecaps though. We'll have to see about that. You know, maybe he does. Maybe he wants to bite another body part. Maybe an elbow. We're gonna bite the elbows this year. And, you know, it works for Dan Campbell.
Hey.
So.
Hey, if he says that, then maybe we'll be good. Because after Dan Campbell said that, the Lions became a freaking Super Bowl contender. so you never know. Very well, for sure. I hope, man. I hope we get a head coach with the brain. Okay, that's all I hope for. I don't care who it is. Just as long as they know football, bro. Like, look, if we hire Aaron Glenn, okay, hopefully you can do good. If we hire Mike Vrabel, sure. If we hire Ben Johnson, sure. Just make sure someone has a brain. But like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of some of the options. Like I would stick away from the Robert Salehs, the Antonio Pierces, the whatever. Even the Brian Daboll. I mean, Brian Daboll wouldn't be the worst option if he gets let go by New York, but I mean, he did make the playoffs with Daniel Jones one year. But that's in my opinion on the coaches. But now let's move on to the receiving game for the Saints. Well, not sold on Glenn. I'm not sold on Glenn either. I understand he was with the Saints for a while, but that's actually part of the reason why I don't want him. All right, Juwan Johnson. Who told this man to dip his hands in a bucket of butter before this game? Who told him to do that?
He had the butter on his hands?
Yes. Did you not see what that man dropped 3 passes today?
He dropped passes. Morrow dropped passes. Cedric Wilson dropped passes. I mean, a lot of people dropping passes. I mean,
but that's the thing.
They must have passed the butter around.
But that's the thing. Juwan, like you said last week, was a week 1 starter. Ain't nobody here else was. So you should be the last one dropping passes.
He did make some good catches. He made a couple plays.
He did. Don't get me wrong, 6 for 66. But some of the catches that he could have made could have helped us. Like the one on the opening drive. I understand you got popped into next Christmas, but you still got to bring it down. I don't care if he freaking had a knife. Man, you better bring that ball in. You better put your life on that ball. But yeah, Foster Moreau was 3 for 47. Did catch that cool touchdown off of that trick play. Where I like how the Saints designed the trick play. I wanted Klingbeck to do that more this season, but of course, you know, he's one of those brainless people. Dante Pettis was 3 for 27. We're living in a world where Dante Pettis is our leading receiver. Kevin Austin Jr., 1 for 23. He caught 1 pass before the half and didn't do nothing else. Cedric Wilson Jr., 3 for 17. Just he had an okay game whenever he got targeted. Kendre Miller was 1 for 16. Jamal Williams 1 for 12. Clyde 2 for 10. And MVS got hurt, and now he most likely is in the concussion house with Chris Olave. But it doesn't matter because like this season was up for him anyway. So yeah, Adam Prentice, I will say, also dipped his hands in a bucket of butter as well. He was a culprit of that. I think MVS did too. So, anyways, how do you feel about these buttery receivers?
It was a bad game for them. They didn't step up. I mean, they pretty much have their bags packed and waiting for the off season themselves. You know, I don't know where they're going on vacation or something. So yeah, bad game. I give them a D-.
Okay, our whole team, practice squad, man. At this point, this team, I don't even think is practice squad worthy. Like, cause, bruh. Our number 1 receiver is Dante freaking Pettis, who's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But as your number 1 wide receiver, your number 1, bruh, Dante Pettis is a guy that I would want to be our number 4. A number 1 wideout. A number 1. Not a number 5, 6, 8, 25. Number 1 receiver. It's crazy. In the year of 2020...
He's a guy you want returning kicks. Not
yeah,
a guy you want receiving the ball from the quarterbacks.
Yeah, bro. We're going into year 2025 with Dante Pettis. Okay, sure. Okay, you do you. You do you. You do you. You do you. Agreed. Yeah. I don't even think we're practice squad at this point. I think we're just, bro. I think the practice
A
squad.
little bit above practice squad.
I mean, yeah, Jawan Johnson. Even though, man, the fact that this man had 3 drops and he still was our leading receiver, that's just mind-boggling. Let's talk about this defense. This has got to be the worst Saints defense I've seen since probably that 2016 team. Good God. And I didn't even watch football back in 2016. So this is the worst Saints defense I've seen in my life. Pete Werner. He had a solid day. 7 tackles, 6 assists. DeMario, other than getting dragged on the floor, had 6 tackles, 7 assists. Will Harris, 6 tackles, 2 assists. He had an okay game. Colin Sanders, 3 tackles, 4 assists. Okay, that's good, right? Cameron Jordan, 3 tackles and a sack. He actually showed up today for the most part. But here's where I have beef with Tyrann Mathieu. 3 tackles. I understand he had 3 tackles. This man, he also dipped his hands in a bucket of butter too. I thought it was just the receivers. And O'Connell gave him a Christmas present. And this dude was like, oh, my bad, coach. My bad, coach. Like, look, all respect to the Honey Badger, all respect to him. I understand. You know, went to LSU. He's a Super Bowl champion, longtime veteran, the heart of New Orleans. But you can't play football no more. I'm sorry. Like, you be having some good games, but you also be having some bad games. And sometimes it's more bad games than good games. Like, dude, I understand you own the Falcons, but everybody owns the Falcons. I understand, but come on, man. Like, bro, a blind hamster could own the Falcons. But yeah, anyways. Chase Young, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Chase Young also got beef with too. This man had Aiden O'Connell wrapped up more than a burrito you would find at Taco Bell. Tell me why Aiden O'Connell proceeds to throw a first down pass.
Because he's good.
Who? Aiden O'Connell?
You don't like Aiden O'Connell?
No, that man is trash. The only reason he played good today is because who was he playing against?
His mama likes him.
Congratulations. I bet every single player's mama likes him. I bet Desmond Ritter's mom likes him. I bet Andy Dalton's mom likes him. I bet DTR's mom likes him. Do you think this is Cam's last game? I've seen he did a victory lap around the field before and after the game. Ooh, Dad, I'm going to let you take that one.
I think personally this is his last game. I mean, I could see, his talent eroding the last couple of years. I think he's just hanging on, trying to make it through this year. And so, yeah, I think in the offseason, he's going to call it a career.
All right, I mean, I didn't know that, but I still don't think this is Cam Jordan's last game. Now, I'm not saying this will be this could be his last Saints game, but I don't think it's his last game. I think Cam Jordan is going to try to go out with some pride. He's going to be like, this was not the season I wanted to have. He's going to be like Calais Campbell. Because if you all didn't know, last year when the Saints played the Falcons in Week 18, Calais Campbell was taking a knee in like the middle of the end zone before and after the game. And I understand people were like, well, it's because he's leaving the Falcons. But he didn't do that for any other team that he left. People thought it was because he was never going to be on a football field again, and then he proceeded to get signed somewhere else. I think it's going to be kind of like that, where Cam Jordan might get cut by the new head coach, and then he's going to go somewhere else. I don't think it's his last game because Cam Jordan, he showed the last few weeks. He still got some left on him. Not a lot, but he has a little bit left in the tank. Yeah. Now the tank is almost expired, but he's got something left. Anyways, Kool-Aid McKinstry, I don't know what he was doing out there. 2 tackles, 1 assist. He had like 1 good pass breakup play, but other than that, he wasn't that great today. Ugo Amadi, 2 tackles, 1 assist. He played solid. Jordan Howden makes me want to question my life choices as he had 2 tackles, but I don't know what he was doing. Other like that man had like the Saints got, I think, a 3rd down stop, and this man committed committed like PI or holding or something. Like, bro, come on, man. And we got to talk about these penalties. I'm going to talk about these penalties whenever we're done this defense. Because I got something to say about all these damn penalties. Alontae Taylor had 2 tackles. He finally acted like he wanted to be a Saint and not on the other team today. Granderson had a tackle and 2 assists. Payne Turner actually played a solid game. I know he only had 1 tackle, but he played an okay game today. Brian Brzee had 1 tackle, and he also had a sack that got wiped away. It might have been from that Jordan Howden penalty. I don't know. Willie Gay Jr., 1 assist, and that was about it. That I have a question. Why do the Saints seem that they have to get a penalty on almost every single 3rd down?
Undisciplined team. And going back to the defense, I didn't make a comment on this yet, but this is probably the worst tackling game we've had all year.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it was.
No, it's not. No, not even close.
What's his name? Demario Davis missed some tackles. Pete Warner missed some tackles. And these are dudes that we usually can depend on to make those plays. And they were even missing the plays. So
yeah, I understand that though.
In their tackling ability today.
I understand that, but do you remember that Saints Bucks game earlier this season?
Yes.
That game was the worst tackling game I've seen all season, period. Like, I think that game actually broke the record for most yards after contact. That's how bad it was. That game might have broke the record for most broken tackles. So that's how, like, this game maybe 3rd, 4th, or 5th. But nah, that Saints Bucks game is staying number 1 unless somebody do what the Bucks did to us. But anyways, all right. Dante Pettis. Well, I mean, we only got 1 more game, so what if the Bucks do it again? That would just be crazy. Dante Pettis, 1 punt return for 21 yards, and Blake Grupe, he was 1 for 1, 100%. He made the 34-yard field goal and scored 4 points. Hayball actually had a solid punting day. 7 punts, 330 yards, 3 inside the 20. Yeah, inside the Caesars Superdome. But, man, the first quarter, Raiders outscored us 3-0. Second quarter was tied 10-10. Third quarter, Raiders were up 3-0. Fourth quarter, they outscored us 9-0. We just can't play second half football. When we had Sean Payton as our head coach, we were a second half team. We would always start off slow but finish fast. Now we start off mid and end terrible. Like, brother in Christ. Anyways, now let's get to the Raiders. Because they have fans, I guess. Aiden O'Connell, 20 for 35, 242, 2 TDs. How do you feel Aiden O'Connell did to us? In my opinion, he was trash, but he was good because he played us.
Well, he had a good game because he was playing us. I mean, he said it right there. But normally, no. The Raiders have been trash all year. Their offense have been trash. And we kind of figured that, okay, they'll look a little better than trash, this week because they're playing us, because we are, like, really trash. But, yeah, so he played a decent game.
Yeah, you did him. Him was not just, I don't even know what to say, man. When you let Aiden O'Connell dice you up, and one of the touchdowns, which I can't believe happened, this man is rolling out to his left. The Saints pass rush, obviously, just like the whole season, gets no pressure on him whatsoever. But yet Aiden O'Connell throws off of his back foot into the left corner of the end zone to Trey Tucker for a touchdown. I saw that play. I was defeated. Man, bruh. We let Amir Abdullah. Who is that? I want to name. If I had the money, but I'm broke as heck, I would pay somebody $1 million to tell me one thing Amir Abdullah does in his career. Tell me one game where you were like, "Oh, he might be the best running back in the NFL." Give me one game other than this one.
I don't know if you heard the commentators commenting, but he played over like 140 games in his career, and this was the first time he went over 100 yards in a game. This game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Who do we target in this up and coming draft? Nashville St. asked. Players that can play football. Well, on a serious note, we need to draft a whole new team at this point. Like in the first round, because I'm assuming you're talking about that. I don't know. We could get depending on who's available, we could get maybe the defensive line, a defensive lineman, maybe draft a receiver if someone's there that you like. Maybe you go with a quarterback if there's one available that's worth the pick. Like if Cam Ward slides to all the way to number 10, or if Shedeur Sanders slides all the way to 10 because of his, I don't know, combine or something, maybe you pull the trigger. But if that doesn't happen, then I don't know. Who do you think we should target in the 2025 draft?
I haven't been doing any research on these prospects yet. All I know is, the quarterback, the two at the top is probably not going to be there. And the third and fourth and fifth guys, I don't think they're worth that 10 pick. I don't think they're franchise quarterbacks. So I'll be interested to see who's available at like edge rusher and maybe outside linebacker, maybe a safety. So we're going to be talking about this in upcoming shows. So stay tuned.
Yeah. But Amir Abdullah had 20 carries. My brother in Christ. 115 yards. I'm not going to lie. Before the game, I didn't even know who Amir Abdullah was.
Never heard his name before.
I'm like, bro, is that an African brother? I'm not trying to throw that in there, but I'm like, bro, is he from Africa? Is he from a different continent? Because I had never heard of no Amir Abdullah. I've heard of Josh Jacobs, who they let go. I haven't heard of Alexander Madison before. But I never heard of a dude named Amir Abdullah. Like, well, I've heard of his name, but I've never remember him doing something special. I've never done. The only reason I know him really is because of Madden, to be honest with you. But I've never remember him doing anything special. Alexander Madison, man, 10 carries, 32 yards. Good for him. Chris Collier. So that's the dude. He had 3 carries, 6 yards. Trey Tucker, 1 for 5. A.N. O'Connell, 3 for -1, but those are kneel downs. And Brock Bowers, 1 for -1. Speaking of Brock Bowers, of course, he breaks every single record against us. 7 for 77. Caught every single ball thrown his way.
And that's why we were so high on him in the draft, and we was, trying to, at one point he was our pick. He was like, yeah, Brock Bowers, let's get him. A catch passer at tight end. We need to get that guy, but didn't work out.
Yeah, man, I wanted Bowers last year. He went a pick ahead of us. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The Brock Bowers pick reminds me of the Terrace Marshall pick. You remember the Terrace Marshall pick? Ironically, he's on the Raiders too. But you remember the Terrace Marshall pick?
Nope.
Man, I don't know if you know. A lot of people may have felt a different way, but this is personal for me. LSU had this fantastic receiver, Terrace Marshall, who I believe was actually on our national championship team. But Terrace Marshall, right? He was an amazing receiver. He was one of the best receivers in the entire country. The man falls out of day one. So I'm like, okay, the Saints still have a chance to draft him in the second round. Pick after pick. His name's not called. The Panthers have 1 pick right before us. They picked Terrace Marshall Jr. I think we ended up with, it was either P. Werner or Zach Bond. It was one or the other. I think it was P. Werner. But I remember that day, man, I was heartbroken. Not only did he go to Carolina, but he also went to LSU. Like the Carolina Panthers. This is not the South Carolina or North Carolina football team. And I remember, man, it was like the Minneapolis Miracle all over again. Like, dang, bro. Terrace Marshall. We're going to get to him in a bit. But Jacoby Myers, of course, had to tear us up. 5 for 61 in a touchdown because, he just had to. That was his weekly agenda. Amir Abdullah, the Madden created player, 3 for 32. Terrace Marshall Jr. caught an amazing 1 for 28-yard bomb on us. 1 for 28. Trey Tucker, the guy that said had that incredible touchdown reception, and that's a beautiful pass with Darnold. Trey Tucker, 2 for 24 and a touchdown. Michael Mayer, the Raiders' second-round pick from a year ago, 1 for 14, and Alexander Madison was 1 for 6. Anyways, so how do you feel like all of these receivers did against us? Do you think they tore us up? Because there's only one correct answer.
And that answer is yes. I mean, they did what they had to do. They made us look a little soft. They made Kool-Aid look like he can't cover. They made who's number one? Is that Amadi?
No, number one is Alontae Taylor.
Alontae Taylor. It made him look like he couldn't cover either. But anyway.
Ugo Amadi's number
like my mama used to say, there'll be better days.
You know what the better days were?
When Sean
the better days left 3 years ago. That right. This is the fourth straight season the Saints have missed the playoffs. I have not watched a Saints playoff game since I was 11. I'm about to have facial hair. And the Saints are still irrelevant. The Saints are at a point where we were underdogs against the Raiders. And before the game, I was like, man, these people are crazy. We're at least going to beat the Raiders. We couldn't even do that. We couldn't even hold our own against the Raiders. We couldn't even cover Brock Bowers' jaw strap. We can't beat the Raiders. Bro, I don't even know if we were to play the Giants again, I don't know if we would beat the Giants. Because they proved that they could actually play. At this point, I think Gale should sell the team to that guy in Houston who's a New Orleans native. His name came up a lot about a week ago. And he said he'll keep the team in New Orleans. Man, yes. Please sell the team to that Rockets owner. Please, bro. Gail, with all due respect to you, as a wonderful lady, I'm sure you are, just sell the team to the Houston. At least the Houston Rockets, I understand 2 different sports, but the Houston Rockets are a good basketball team. So clearly the dude knows what he's doing.
Please sell it. Please.
I mean, he did one good thing, firing Dennis Allen. Now you just got to at least demote Mickey Loomis, and we're all good. Now let's talk about the Raiders, the best defense of all time, apparently, because they're playing the Saints, obviously. But yeah, Robert Spillane, 4 tackles, 4 assists, and a sack. He almost had, I think, 2 interceptions, but he dropped both of them. So apparently he also dipped his hands in a bucket of butter. What in the world? Touchdown, Vikings. Okay. All right. DeCamerion Robertson, 3 tackles, 3 assists. Nate Hobbs had 3 tackles, 1 assist. Kayvon Chaisson, who did leave the game late due to an injury, but he had 3 tackles and a sack, who also went to LSU, fun fact. Who was also first-round pick, fun fact. Trevon Moehrig, 2 tackles, 3 assists. Isaiah Palamayo, had 2 tackles, 1 assist. Adam Butler had 1 tackle, 3 assists, and half a sack. Devon Diablo, 1 tackle, 3 assists. Tyree Wilson had 1 tackle, 2 assists, and half a sack, who was also a first-round pick, I think, last year, like in the 2023 draft. Thomas Harper, 1 tackle, 2 assists, and a half a sack and an interception. Connor says, sup, Mikey, and that terrible Saints loss. Man, it's whatever. Jonah Lalualu, I think that's how you say his name, 1 tackle, 1 assist. Charles Snowden, 1 tackle, 1 assist. Jack Jones had 2 assists and 1 interception. Andre Carter II had 1 assist and half a sack. So how do you feel the Saints or the Raiders defense matched up with the Saints offense today?
They kept the offense to 10 points, so they did their job.
All in the first half, by the way.
All in the first half, so they shut us out in the second half. So they
did score points this time.
What was that?
I score points this time because last week Aiden. Okay. I think this is Aiden O'Connell's burner account. I don't know. Okay, AOC 12, which I'm assuming is Aiden O'Connell. I don't know if it's the actual Aiden O'Connell, but he said I went easy on you guys. I I don't think throwing a back shoulder touchdown in the corner of the end zone is going easy on us. I don't think scoring 25 points on us is going easy on us. I mean, I understand you probably could have scored 30 if you wanted to, but
Hey, Aiden, let me talk to you real quick. Aiden, you out there, Aiden? All right.
yeah,
Aiden, y'all played the Saints today.
true
You
that, true that.
trash. You are trash, boy. So don't come on here trolling me. You were trash. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason the only reason you're starting today is because Desmond Ritter sucks. Probably sucks worse than you do.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think the reason that they didn't play Ritter is because they knew that we were going to whoop him again. So that's probably why they didn't put in Ritter. But yeah, the Raiders kick returns. Chris Collier had 1 for 26, and Dylan Lopp had 1 for 26. Punt returns, Trey Tucker 2 for 28, Amir 1 for 4. Daniel Carlson was 4 for 4, 100%, as long as it was a 54-yarder. Had 13 points. Did get his extra point blocked, but it didn't matter. AJ Cole had 4 punts, 198 yards, 2 inside the 20. Good for him. All right. Let's talk about these team stats, and then we're going to talk about more stuff before we get out of here. Saints, 269 total yards, 188 passing, 8.1 rushing, 5.1 yards per play, 13 first downs, 1 for 10 on third downs. And I'm pretty sure we didn't get that third down conversion until the last drive. And this was literally an Ian Book game. 1 for 1 on fourth downs, 53 total plays, 4 sacks allowed, 7 punts, 10 penalties for 85 yards. And, bro, I swear, if we jump off sides on one more third down, I'm going to lose it. And 2 interceptions thrown, which were all happened at the end of the game. And we had the ball for 22 minutes and 10 seconds compared to the Raiders, where they 368 total yards, 232 passing, 156 rushing, 5.2 yards per play, 22 first downs, 10 for 18 on third downs. Bro, we could not stop them, save our lives. We could hold them to third downs, but just can't stop them. Apparently, the Saints think that there's only 3 down, or the Saints apparently think that there's only 2 downs of football. Idiots. Let's see. 74 total plays, 1 sack allowed, 4 punts, 3 penalties for 20 yards, 37 minutes and 50 seconds with the ball. After hearing those numbers, how do you feel about anything in life?
I feel that let's just turn the page, just like this. We turn the page and go on to next week. That's what I'm doing. I'm just turning the page and go on next week. Let's finish this year off strong with another loss to the Buccaneers and go into the offseason and gut this team.
Yep, gut this team, man. Because honestly, if we lose to the Buccaneers next week, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna lie, because it will keep the fail count out of the playoffs. Because like I said, they're not beating Washington. But yeah, apparently now the Raiders are actually celebrating this win like they did some. Because now on some they said delayed, not denied. I think that's because their flight got delayed last week or something. I don't know. Shoot. Anyways, I don't even know if the Saints made it to the game. But now people are asking, and I guess we can answer this question on here. Should the Raiders trade multiple first-round picks to get Shedeur Sanders or Cam Wardad? And if so, who should they trade the picks for? This means the first-round pick next year and this year, maybe even the year after.
Is Aiden still with us? Because this is a question for him. It's like, do you want your team to trade to get another quarterback to replace you, to replace your trash self? But they do need a franchise quarterback, and I don't even know if these 2 guys are going to be franchise quarterbacks. I really don't. So I mean, y'all can trade the farm for one of these 2 guys, and then be the same sorry team y'all are next year and the year after. But I don't know. I think you should just stay back, just pick the best player available, just like we're gonna do, and see where it goes.
Yeah, I understand the Raiders need a quarterback, but if you're trading multiple first-round picks, that's really what teams do. Like, if you look at the Carolina Panthers, they traded multiple first-round picks to get Bryce Young, and look where they're at right now. Like, let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of hype on the QBs this draft. Is it? I feel like a lot of people agree that this draft is just like the 2022 quarterback draft class, where I think it's a little bit better than that draft class, but still not many good players. But I'm going to answer the question now. I don't think they should trade the farm for Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, because if you have – right now they have the 8th pick. So, I mean – whatever happens, happens. I mean, you can – there's still a world where you can jump back into the top 5 because of how weird the league's been this year. But I wouldn't trade. I don't care who it is. Like, Shedeur Sanders is, like, I think the most pro-ready quarterback. But Cam Ward, he's not too far behind, but I don't think they're going to do much. But, yeah. Man, you guys lost 24-1. How'd you only score 1 point? Fix the title, bud. What? Oh, sorry. I must fix that. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I must have been trying to type in 10, but then, something came up. Anyways.
I see. All right. 25 to 10 right there.
Yeah, on the thing, but he's probably saying the title, which after the stream, I'll fix it. I mean, hold on. I guess maybe I could fix it right now. Let me see.
Just assume been one. I mean, 25 to 10, 25 to 1. It doesn't matter. We got stomped.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. All right. Now I got the thing up. 25. All right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay. 25 to. I know they put 25 to 100. 25-10. Okay. Save changes. All right. Right now, hold on. All right.
Uh-oh. We lost Mikey. It's the Warren show now. Come on now. 25 to 10. Raiders beat the Saints. We need a lot more of this in our life, guys. We need a lot more praying. A lot more praying. Y'all still with me, or did we totally lose the live stream? Mikey's about to pop back in, I'm sure. Let's see. Y'all still in here? I don't know what happened to my boy. Oh, somebody's still in here. Which car was out there so I can see him pick 6, huh? Car wouldn't have picked 6. My boy Aiden, you gonna pick 6. You heard me? Oh, trash self. Anyway.
All right, yeah. All right, so hold on. Okay, I'm back. So where was I? Okay. Richard, okay. I was telling Kyle, man, they only scored 1 point, clowning on you, but it was a joke on you messing up top. Yeah, I mean, look, bro, this ain't the first time I did that. Like, look, so sometimes, right, you be trying to hurry because, like, I wasn't.
What's up, John?
What's up, John? Because I wasn't ready. Okay, I wasn't really ready because I was watching Kyle's stream, and then Dad texted that he's ready, so I was like, "All right, I'm gonna hurry up." So then I must have went to hit the 0, but instead I hit something else. All right, so yeah, I understand. Don't worry. After the stream, I'll find a way to fix it. Anyways, so all right, wish call was out there, so I can see some pick sixes. When is Derek Carr? Derek Carr's not a guy to throw pick sixes. All right. Let's be honest. He's not a guy to throw pick sixes. Hi, John. He's a guy that he doesn't play like a Josh Allen where he's going to take risks. He doesn't play like a Jameis Winston. In fact, I think he only has like 4 picks on the entire season. Like, he had a pick 6 last season against Jacksonville and one against Atlanta, but this year he's been good at not turning over the football. Like, look, he only has – and look, this is not me defending Derek Carr, by the way. Look, I want him gone just like the next person. But he had a pick against Dallas, a pick against Philly, a pick against Atlanta, a pick against Kansas City. That was 4 straight games with interception. Then he didn't throw a pick until the Giants game. So I'm just saying, man, he doesn't really throw picks. So I'm just saying. But yeah, what's up, John? How you doing? Anyways, back to this. If the thing will let me. All right, back to this. But yeah. So someone said Aiden O'Connell, so everyone's Raiders mock, and then it's like something to do with wrestling. So I'm assuming it means they get knocked out. I don't know. But yeah. But that, if you were the Saints, what would you do with Loomis? Would you fire him? Would you destroy his car so he can't get to the games? Would you demote him? Would you ask him politely to go on vacation? What would you do to this man?
I would fire him faster than he could chew that gum. That's fast.
Yeah. Yep, the Raiders, though, they fell out the top 5 entirely, man. Bro, if they win one more game, they might be out the top 10. Like, dang, bro. The Raiders, man. But yeah, it's time for a change. So apparently, Mario Davis gave a message to somebody. I don't know. But we're at a point where Amir Abdullah is hyping up tight ends, rookie tight ends. That's crazy. But yeah. However, someone said, good news, no more Raider games in 2024, which, I mean, he is technically correct because next year is when the Saints, when the Raiders play the next game as well. Yeah. If I was a GM, I'd make Loomis work concession. Why? So you can just sell gum all day and say, help. Hey, this will help with your breath or with your speech or whatever. Or with your gums. Or with your teeth. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways,
it won't help him manage a football team because it didn't help Loomis this year.
Yeah. However, now, but yeah, Spencer Rattler, man, like, look, there was a reason he got drafted in the 3rd round, but I'm in the 5th round, but yeah. However, now, you know what, Dad? Let's do something crazy. All right, so let's do a mock draft, and you just tell me a position, and I'll see who's available for that, all right? Because why not? Let's just see where the NFL is kind of like sitting at. All right, and we're not going to do trades either. We're just going to do 7 rounds. All right, 25. 7. Let's make this fast. All right. And enter draft room. So the Saints currently stand at pick 10. Hopefully this thing's correct. Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. All right. All right, hold on. Let's wait. All right, but anyways, while we wait on this, man, the Saints need to blow everything up. All right, man, I'm telling you, put this entire team inside of some TNT.
Dude, it's way too early to be doing a mock draft, though.
I understand that.
If that's what you're about to do.
Yeah, but we're at desperate. But you know what they say, desperate times call for desperate.
Don't even know who's all declared for the draft yet.
Yeah, it's true. So, we'll wait on this. However, I will say this. That I don't think it's going to happen, but what if the Saints draft Ashton Jeanty in the 2nd round?
What if they draft him in the 1st round?
No.
No what?
No.
I think he has enough hype where, hype pushes people up the draft board. I think he's going to be a 1st round pick. I do.
I don't know why.
Just running back, hype. He scored all these touchdowns, all these yards. Yeah, he might have a good bowl game coming up. Might not.
I mean, they're in the playoffs. They're playing Penn State. So, look, I will say this. If he can run the ball all the way out of the Penn State game, then okay, we got something. Yes, Saints suffer another heartbreaking loss. Ain't no condom. Brock Bowers, they had a big day. I mean, what else is there to really say? So I think that's where we're gonna leave y'all at. Dad, do you got anything else to say?
No, sir.
All right, we can. All right, so Dad, where can they find you?
You can find me at Warren Newby YouTube channel on the Hurricane Mike Show every week. Counting down the season. One more week to go.
Yep, we gotta play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and if the Saints upset the Bucks, I don't see that happening. But if they do, that will make the Tampa Bay Bucks. Then maybe the Falcons will make the playoffs. I don't know, but I will say this as well because we have a prediction. We do predictions every week, but after we do predictions this week, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna basically put your predictions and my predictions together, and basically that will be our playoff predictions. All right, to see who makes the playoffs and who goes bye bye bye. But anyways, since we were last year, we had like 20 teams competing for a playoff spot in like the final week, and now we only got like really 6 teams, maybe 7. I don't know. But anyways, like that, we're gonna find you.
Warren Newby YouTube channel.
Yep. You like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another upload. You can also find me here at Hurricane Mike. Who that? Especially tonight. Don't be a what?
A Falcons fan.
Don't be them fans, man. They suck.